Hello, welcome back to Cosmetic World, your trusted resource for professional hair colour tips and advice. I'm Josh, and in today's tutorial, I'm going to be walking you through how to properly mix and apply Goldwell Topchic permanent hair colour system for consistent, salon quality results every time. So let's get started. The Topchic range by Goldwell is known for its reliable grey coverage, vibrant tones, and patented dye technology. But the results that you're looking to achieve really come down to being accurate with your measurements, as well as your application techniques, which we're going to go through today. Whether you're doing a full colour application, a regrowth refresh, or toning after lightening, I'm going to show you the proper way of mixing Goldwell Topchic. We'll go through the developer selection, as well as the correct ratios to mix your hair colour with developer, as well as application techniques and processing times to ensure that you get the best out of your hair colour system. Goldwell Topchic is a permanent oxidative colour system with advanced technology built into its core. What sets it apart from other colour systems is its integrated protect system, also known as IPS. This technology helps to ensure even pigment distribution, optimal gentleness, and long-lasting vibrancy. Other key features include its coenzyme technology. This is designed to protect the natural lipids that occur in your hair. It also contains an equalizer system 2.0. This is ideal for balanced colour absorption, even on porous or previously coloured hair. Goldwell Topchic is also known for its 100% grey coverage, giving you full confidence in your chosen hair colour. It also offers precise tonal results and true to swatch colour representation. Goldwell also offer blonding creams, which can offer up to half a level or a full level of lift when added to your mixture. Please look at our website today at cosmeticworld.ca for more information about these products, as well as alternative developers that you can use with your Goldwell Topchic colouring system. As we mentioned before, for grey coverage, we would always recommend using a 20 volume developer. This will give you optimal pigmentation and uptake of the hair colour into the hair cuticle. Goldwell Topchic is a two-part hair colour system. That means it requires a hair colour as well as a developer to activate it. When using one of the tubes from the Goldwell Topchic range, you will be mixing at a 1:1 ratio. Goldwell also offers canisters for their Topchic range. The hair colour to developer ratio will vary for their canisters. From levels 2 to 10, you will still be mixing at a 1:1 ratio, even when using the canister. For levels between 11 and 12, you will be mixing at a 1:2 ratio, and for that you will need 1 part hair colour to 2 parts developer. This is especially important for ultra high blonde lifts, such as the 11G that I'm currently holding in my hand, which is a special gold blonde from the Goldwell Topchic range. When using one of Goldwell's Topchic canisters, you will also need a nozzle to dispense the liquid out into your mixing bowl. Please let us know in the comments below if you require more information about nozzles to dispense these products. We will now cover the different developers that you can use with Goldwell Topchic hair colour system. The developer that I'm holding here is Goldwell's own cream developer lotion, which is traditionally used with this product. You can also use alternative developers, such as this one by Mune Beauté, which is a similar strength at 20 volume. Now let's break down different developer strengths to help guide your formulation so that you can achieve the best results with your final hair colour. You could use a 3% or 10 volume developer, which is good for darker deposits, toning, and minimal lift. You could also use a 6% or 20 volume, such as I'm holding here, and this is ideal for tone-on-tone colouring, as well as being the gold standard for grey coverage. This can offer up to 1 to 2 levels of lift for your hair. There is also a 9% or 30 volume developer that you can use, and this is for 2 to 3 levels of lift. And there's also a 12% or 40 volume developer that you can use, and this is for 3 to 4 levels of lift. So as you can appreciate, selecting the right developer strength is key to achieving the results that you're looking for. If you're unsure which developer to use, leave us a comment below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can, or seek help from a professional at your local salon and they'll be able to give you the correct advice. We would always recommend doing a strand test first to evaluate the hair condition, as well as to understand the lift potential with your base colour to see what you can achieve before you dye your entire hair. We would sometimes recommend a few strand tests just to be sure that you're going to get the coverage that you're looking for and that you'll be satisfied with the results. You're going to need some specific tools which will allow you to carry out this successfully, so let's go over those now. Firstly, you're going to need some professional weighing scales. Today we're going to be using the Babyliss Pro as they're very reliable and great for accuracy. You will also need a non-metallic mixing bowl to mix your developer with your hair colour. We always use a non-metallic mixing bowl just to ensure that we don't interfere with the chemistry of a hair colour mixture, which will lead to results that we won't want. You also want a set of protective gloves just in case you get some mixture on your first pair. You might want to keep a second pair handy, but the choice is up to you. You will also need a mixing whisk to allow you to mix your developer with your hair color to the right consistency that will allow full saturation of your hair when you come to apply, which you'll be doing with a tint brush once your mixture is ready. You will also need a measuring cup so you can measure out the right amount of developer that you will need. Something else that I would recommend is marking out with a Sharpie on the side of your measuring cup the amount of developer that you need to mix with your hair color before pouring. Whilst we'll be weighing the amount of developer, it's also good just as you're pouring to avoid wastage, just to have the marking there, and it's just a visual guideline to help you get the right amount of developer into your cup. I would also recommend a small piece of tissue just to wipe any spillages that might occur during the process. I would also recommend using the timer app on your phone so that you can accurately track your processing times and ensure the best results. We're now going to run through the full mixing process of mixing Goldwell Topchic. So let's get started. First, we're going to put our protective gloves on, just to ensure that as we're pouring developer or hair color that no spillages get onto our skin, and it's also essential for application purposes. Sometimes it's worth keeping a second pair of gloves just in case. Okay, great. Now we have our protective gloves on. We're ready to get started. So we already know that Goldwell Topchic mixes at a 1-to-1 ratio. That is, for every 1 part of hair color, we need 1 part of developer. Today we're going to be using a 5A, which is a light ash brown, which we're going to be mixing with our 6% or 20 volume cream developer lotion made by Goldwell themselves. And because we know we have 60 grams of hair color that we're using today, we're going to need 60 milliliters of developer. So we've marked out on our measuring cup where the 60 mark is. This will help to guide us as we pour the developer into the measuring cup on our scale, but we'll also have the number on the scale to ensure complete accuracy. So let's place our measuring cup on our scale. So we can take our Goldwell Cream Developer Lotion. Let's turn our scale on. So if we turn our cup to the back, we can just see where our marking is for our 60 milliliters. So let's start by pouring in, and we know that we can come up to our marking on our measuring cup. Okay, just a little bit more till we reach the 60 mark. Okay, that's perfect, the perfect amount. And as you can see on our scale, our little slight marking at the back there just helps guide us as we pour. But we always know on our scale that it will read the amount that we're looking for. It's just good to have the guideline as you pour so you don't overextend yourself, because once you've poured it out the bottle, you don't really want to pull it back in. Great. So now let's take our Topchic hair color. So we can move our scale out of the way for now. So move that out of the way for now. Okay, let's start by pouring our developer into our mixing bowl. It shouldn't have a particularly thick consistency for a developer. It should be quite thin, which will make it easy to stir with our hair color. So let's open up our hair color. And let's begin pouring into our developer. So initially you just want to squeeze as much as you can. And then as you get to this moment where you've squeezed most of it out, just fold it, fold and push. You just keep folding, we push, you fold and push, ensuring that your hair color is still over your bowl, and then it should start to release out of the nozzle. Scrape it off with your whisk. Great. To put to one side. First, we're just going to slowly start to fold the developer into the hair color, because at the moment we've kind of got a blob just sitting with some very thin liquid around it. So if we just sort of gently drag our whisk into it, that should start to allow the developer to mix with the hair color. That's it, so you're sort of bringing it up, sort of like a folding technique. Just creating pockets within the colour for the developer to start to merge with the colour. That's it. That's it. And now it starts to kind of thin out slightly in the middle. Again, dragging it into the middle, folding it. It's the best technique. And then you start to, and as the developer sort of starts to disappear into the mixture, that's when you can sort of speed up your process and start to stir a bit more vigorously, with a bit more intensity, changing direction as you stir. And it starts to feel like a thicker kind of cake mix. Again, you can see there's still separation between the developer and the hair color, so at this point it's not ready to use. You really have to kind of keep stirring quite vigorously, again changing direction, touching the edges of the inside of the mixing bowl. Again, creating that sort of cake mixture like consistency. You know, what was initially quite a thin developer and a relatively thick hair color has now become quite a nice smooth texture, almost like a gel-like paste, but very smooth, no lumps. That's perfect. Slightly thick, but still has like a lovely flowing consistency to it. Now we're ready to move on to application techniques and processing times. The consistency of your mixture should feel rich and spreadable, not too runny and not overly thick. If you're targeting grey coverage, we would always recommend using something from the N range. You can also combine natural shades with fashion shades at a 50-50 ratio for balanced coverage and tonality. For root retouches, mix smaller batches for minimal wastage of your mixture. Avoid remixing or using leftover product. Always make your mixture fresh and apply immediately to the hair. Once your Topchic is fully mixed, it's time to apply it to the hair. Consider dividing the hair into quadrants using sectioning clips for better control and better saturation of the hair. Always apply the hair colour to dry, unwashed hair, as the natural oils that occur in your hair will help to protect your scalp during application and processing. This is particularly important for those with a sensitive scalp or those with thinner hair, as it offers some degree of protection. During the application process, we would recommend applying to the roots after about 10 to 15 minutes for even saturation and tone. For root regrowth and grey coverage, start directly at the regrowth area and then begin to saturate the rest of the hair as you go along. Use thin, even sections to ensure full saturation, especially if you have stubborn grey hair which you're trying to cover. The standard processing time for Goldwell Topchic is around 30 minutes. For resistant greys, allow up to 45 minutes of processing time when using a 20 volume developer. This will give you the best chance of the outcome that you're looking for in terms of saturation and vibrancy of the colour. As we mentioned previously, always perform a strand test before applying full saturation to your hair. So this will ensure that the processing times that you decide to use will be accurate for the results that you're looking for. Never leave anything to guesswork. Always test. If you have to do further strand tests, then so be it, as long as you get the result that you're looking for, because once you figure out the right method once, you can use it again and again for a lifetime. We would always recommend not using any heat on your hair, as this could distort the results, as well as damaging the hair and reducing the longevity of the colour application. We would always recommend to check the hair's progress visually, especially with high lift blondes and fashion shades, as it is slightly harder to get the results that you're looking for when using these systems. After the processing time is complete, emulsify with warm water and gently massage your scalp until the water runs completely clear. You can also follow up with Goldwell's own Dual Senses Colour Shampoo and Conditioner. This will help to lock in the colour, rebalance the hair, and help to maintain the long-term vibrancy of the colour application. We would not recommend washing the hair within 48 hours of colouring. This could disrupt your hair's ability to take up the pigment and could reduce the longevity of the colour application. After 48 hours, we would recommend using a sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. At cosmeticworld.ca, we stock a professional range of salon quality shampoos and conditioners which are sulfate-free and safe to use. after colouring your hair. Please check out the links in the description below for more information about the different products that are available on our website. We also recommend weekly treatments for hydration of the hair and colour maintenance, especially after lifting the colour of your hair or if your hair is porous. And that's a wrap. You now know how to mix Goldwell Topchic like a professional. If you have any questions related to this video, please leave them in the comments below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. At cosmeticworld.ca, we stock a range of different hair colour systems from professional popular brands on the market, such as L'Oreal and Schwarzkopf, as well as hair care products, hair colouring tools, and other beauty products. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tutorials like this, or visit our website where we offer a range of different tutorials which will help guide you through your hair care and beauty journey. As well as hair care products, we also offer a range of skincare from popular brands across the market. Until next time, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.